Good morning. This morning we are at Tsukiji Market where we just wrapped up an amazing tour with Josh exploring the whole fish market and market. But if you're like me, you might be wondering, is it still worth it to come to Tsukiji after the fish market moved to Toyosu? So we're gonna take you along for our tour today and hope answer that question, but spoiler alert, it's absolutely still worth visiting. We started out the morning with the best cup of coffee we've had in Japan, and then we made our way to a little spot for breakfast, but not before a little snack on the way.
So it's torched, what we call aburi. He uses a blowtorch while it's cooking in oil. It'll blow your mind.
What did you say?
Yeah, like fire.
He needs a fire engine?
Yeah.
Why?
Because without that fire.
Because he's cooking it with fire? Yeah. Does it look yummy?
Mommy, I want to eat it. Ooh.
I'll put a little bit of pepper on there. Drop a little bit of lemon juice on it.
Okay, let me take a smaller bite here.
It smells so good.
Oh, wow.
Careful, Hayes, that'll squirt out. You want to leave it for the next one.
It's incredible. So delicate. It's not overcooked. Just the flavor with that pepper and the lemon on it. Awesome stuff. A little bit hot. Okay, it's a little bit hot. Just chew it.
Now we are at a little stall for a typical Japanese breakfast.
Rice, miso soup. That's a very, very traditional Japanese breakfast, right?
How's that sound?
Is it good?
Cake.
How's your fish breakfast?
Fish breakfast is incredible. This is the hoke. So we got some hoke. We've had some of this like belly salmon, which was unbelievable. And miso soup was delicious. Some rice. It's great. I mean, we should be starting every morning like this.
We just walked by this gyudon place, so like a meat bowl with a line wrapped around the block, which seems weird for a food market, but Josh explained that Yoshinoya, the famous multinational chain, actually started here because the fish workers who were around fish all day and all night, when they were off their shift, they didn't want to eat fish. And so there was this restaurant serving lots of things, the original Yoshinoya, and the meat bowl was so popular. That's what they went with. But that place looked really good. So one really cool thing about this tour is we just had an incredible breakfast, but towards the end of the tour, we're gonna have evidently a little picnic with stuff we pick up along the way, and we have Josh as an expert, so he's picking up really cool stuff, and we're currently at a shop that torches the fish in a really unique way.
It's a process that we call warayaki. Wara is traditional. It's rice straw. It's the straw from the rice after the rice is harvested. And yaki is to cook anything with heat. So they cook the outside of the fish by putting it in a fire with this rice straw. Just the outside gets seared, and then the inside is basically like sashimi, and that's how you eat it. And it's pretty amazing.
What do you see, Hayes?
I see fire.
Okay, I lied. This is so delicious and fresh that we're eating it now. And it's called warayaki. It looks so good. You get to eat it with raw garlic, so I already love it. Nope, okay. A little salt. That was one of the best things I've put in my mouth this whole year, I think. It was so good. Sorry, Hayes is running away. Eat, you have to try that.
I got a massive piece here. That was incredible. I mean, that smoky flavor that you get from it was just like unbelievable. Wow, great.
While of course this market is open to the public, we cannot recommend enough exploring places like this with a local. And one of the ways we found to connect with locals in the destinations we visit is through GETYOURGUIDE, who we'd like to thank for sponsoring today's video. I know what you might be thinking. Josh doesn't look like a local, but he's lived here since 2005, is fluent in Japanese, and knows so much about Japanese food and all sorts of history and information. You've probably heard of Get Your Guide if you've been researching an upcoming trip or any kind of travel. They offer 60,000 unforgettable experiences in over 3,600 destinations around the world. No matter where you're heading, chances are you can find an experience that's right for you using the Get Your Guide app. We are so happy we found this Tsukiji food tour on Get Your Guide and are able to explore this vast market with somebody that can really educate us about everything we're seeing and tasting. If you're coming to Tokyo, we have put the link to book this tour in the description box below. So thank you to Get Your Guide, thank you to Josh of Arigato Travel, and let's get on with the tour. So this building was built in the lead up to the shift to Toryusu. And from what I understand, Tsukiji market was always both wholesale and commercial. And when it moved to Toryusu last year, that is only wholesale. So there was lots of stalls that wanted to retain a place here for consumers and chefs to still come buy their produce and their fish. And this building was built to accommodate that. And so it's very much still worth it to come to Tsukiji because it's an incredible market. And it's a great place to learn, as we were doing today, about Japanese food and cuisine and shopping. So while I really wish we could go see the famous tuna auction at Toryusu, you need reservations really far in advance. And I'm sure it's an incredible standalone experience, but this is still 100% absolutely worth it. This is where, during other times of the market, they break down the tuna, and it takes 2 people to man the biggest knife.
What's that spoon do?
I don't know. Do you think someone was eating some of the tuna?
Yeah.
Yeah. Were they using their spoon?
Those fish on the ground there likely came from the Toryusu market where it's relocated, but brought here for consumers to purchase. I also just learned that depending on the life stage or the size of the fish, they have different names. There's a bunch of different names for the same fish, just different life stages. It seems hard to keep track of. Fun fact, when they developed this new building, they wanted to maintain some of that like old feeling. So it's brand new and very like standardized, except the light fixtures in each station are unique to that stall.
You guys good with tea, right?
Sure. So Josh just stole Pete's fun fact segment by telling us that there's 5.5 million vending machines in Japan, which comes out to 1 per 23 people. Which makes sense because we've seen them everywhere, but it's nice to have a statistic for that. I'm not gonna be able to describe this as well as Josh. You should just come to Tokyo and eat it, but look how beautiful this fish is. It's insane. So good. The size of a medium tuna. Hayes for scale. Hayes, go stand next to it. Hayes for scale. Wow, what if you came upon that in the ocean? If for whatever reason you didn't hire Josh after watching this video, you can come here and there's a food court where you could eat a bunch of stuff. It's way more fun to have a picnic.
Alright, delicious treats. Wow.
Thank you very much.
Nice to see you guys.
Nice to
Have
meet
a great
you,
rest of
Josh.
your time in Japan.
Thank you, Arigato Travel.
It's kind of like a lot of other places. Once you get there, you hook and you can't figure out the best way to get back.
We'll be back. It's
Yeah.
Awesome. Loved it.
thanks so much.
And for anybody watching, book this tour with Josh.
Yeah.
Once again, that was a really cool experience. Thank you, Josh. We put the link to this tour below in the description box and also in a pinned comment. So if you're heading to Tokyo, I really encourage you to check it out. We are firm believers in hiring help where we can to make sure that we maximize our time and really gain an understanding of the places we visit. We love independent travel. We love wandering around and exploring things on our own. But when it's somewhere we're really curious about and we really care about, we are not above the help of a tour guide. And this was another example of a day where we could have come here and had a nice time, but we came and we had an even better time, and we learned a lot more by using Get Your Guide. See you in the next one.